Everyone tells you that moving to the UK will change your life, and they're right, but not in the way you imagine. At first, it feels like stepping into a movie. The clean streets, the double-decker buses, the charm of British accents, it's everything you've seen online. But once the excitement fades, the truth begins to unfold. It starts the moment you step out of the airport. The air hits different, colder, sharper, almost unfriendly. You try to smile at people, but no one really looks back. The streets feel too quiet, almost like the city is observing you instead of welcoming you. You suddenly realize that this isn't a vacation. You can't go back next week. This is your new reality. The first week, you get lost more than once. You ask for help, but every answer sounds too fast, too mumbled. You nod and pretend you understand. You walk miles to avoid spending $2,050 on a bus. You eat instant noodles and tell yourself it's just until you settle in. But settling in isn't easy. Every system requires something you don't yet have. Proof of address, a job contract, a bank account. You need one to get the other. And around you, people move like they've known the code all along. You, on the other hand, feel invisible. A ghost drifting through a new world that doesn't know your name. And somewhere deep inside, a small thought begins to grow. Did I make a mistake coming here? Then comes the part no one warns you about: the constant pressure of money. You thought earning in pounds would make you rich. You imagined saving, sending money home, maybe even traveling. But the truth? The pound looks powerful until you start spending it. Rent alone drains half your paycheck before the month even begins. Then comes council tax, transport, groceries, and bills you didn't even know existed. You start comparing prices at every shop, hunting for yellow discount stickers like treasure. You skip breakfast just to afford dinner. Some nights you wrap yourself in extra blankets instead of turning on the heating, whispering to yourself that it's not that cold. You become good at pretending everything's fine. When you talk to your family back home, you smile. You tell them life is good. You let them believe that the UK is everything you dreamed of because you don't want to worry them. But deep down, you know you're barely keeping your head above water. You realize that living abroad isn't about comfort. It's about endurance, the kind that quietly drains you day after day until even success feels like survival. You quickly learn that loneliness has a sound. It's the echo of your footsteps when you come home after work. It's the silence of a room that used to be filled with laughter back home. You tell yourself you're too busy to make friends, but the truth is, you don't know where to find them. Everyone's working, everyone's struggling, everyone's trying to survive their own version of the UK. You scroll through photos from home and feel something twist inside you. You miss simple things: the smell of food cooking on the street, the voices in your language, the way people smiled for no reason. You start counting the days since someone called you by your nickname or hugged you without a reason. Some nights you sit by the window and watch the city lights, wondering how a place can be so full of people yet feel so empty. That's when you understand that moving abroad isn't just about finding a better life, it's about losing the old one first. And that loss can break you in ways you never expected. Back home, your social media looks perfect. Snowflakes, Christmas markets, red buses, cozy cafes. Everyone comments, "You're living the dream." But behind that dream is exhaustion. Behind that smile is a person who's learning to survive quietly. You don't post the nights you cry over bills. You don't show the days you wake up wondering if you belong here. You just keep moving because stopping means thinking, and thinking hurts. The UK is beautiful, yes, but it's also relentless. It doesn't slow down for you to catch your breath. You learn to adapt fast or you get left behind. You start changing without realizing it. Your accent softens, your patience hardens. Your dreams reshape themselves into smaller, more realistic ones. And slowly, you begin to understand what this journey really is. It's not just about chasing opportunities. It's about discovering who you are when everything familiar is stripped away. It's about the strength you never knew you had until the UK forced you to find it. Then one day something changes. It's not dramatic. There's no big moment of success. It's small, quiet, like waking up and realizing you don't feel lost anymore. Maybe it's when the bus driver greets you back with a smile, or when your coworker finally remembers your name, or when you find a little corner shop that sells food from home and for a moment, everything feels right again. You start to build routines, the same bus every morning, the same coffee shop, the same route to work. The chaos that once scared you starts to feel familiar. You even catch yourself saying things like cheers and mate. Gee, you still struggle, but now you understand the rhythm of this country. Its quietness, its structure, its small kindnesses that you used to overlook. And slowly, without realizing it, the UK starts to feel a little less like a foreign land and a little more like somewhere you can belong. It doesn't mean the loneliness disappears. It just means you've learned how to live with it, how to make space for it without letting it consume you. For the first time since arriving, you feel a sense of peace. Not because life is easy now, but because you're stronger than you were when you first arrived. Months turn into years, and with time, you start to rebuild who you are. You find new friends who understand your journey. People from different countries, all chasing the same dream, all fighting the same battles. Together, you create your own version of family, not bound by blood, but by shared struggle. You learn that home isn't always where you were born. Sometimes, it's the place that tests you, shapes you, and forces you to grow. You look back at your first months, the confusion, the tears, the fear, and you barely recognize that person. You've learned how to pay bills on time, navigate the system, survive the winter, and still keep a little piece of yourself alive. The UK hasn't gotten easier. You've just gotten better at surviving it. And in the quiet moments, sitting by the window with a cup of tea, or walking home under a sky that never really gets dark, you realize something important. Maybe this is what growth looks like. Not comfort, not perfection, but the quiet confidence that no matter where life takes you next, you'll know how to start again. So was it worth it? The truth is, yes and no. The UK will change you in ways you never imagined. It will humble you when you think you've got life figured out. It will test your patience, your courage, and your ability to keep going when everything around you feels unfamiliar. It will make you question your decisions, your dreams, and sometimes even your identity. But through all that struggle, something shifts. You begin to grow. You start to understand that real independence isn't just about moving to another country. It's about standing tall when no one's there to help you. It's about finding the strength to rebuild yourself from nothing, piece by piece. You learn to stop chasing perfection and start embracing progress. You learn that success isn't measured by where you live or how much you earn, but by how much you've overcome to get there. If you're planning to move here, don't be fooled by the polished pictures online. The red buses, the cozy cafes, the fairy tale idea of a better life. The UK isn't a dream, it's a test. A beautiful, brutal, life-changing test. It will break you down, rebuild you, and reveal who you truly are when everything feels impossible. But if you can survive that, if you can push through the cold mornings, the loneliness, and the quiet battles no one sees, then one day, you'll look around and realize you made it. Not just in the UK, but in life. Because the harsh reality of moving here isn't about finding comfort. It's about finding yourself. The struggle, the pain, the long nights, they don't destroy you. They shape you. And maybe that's what moving abroad is really about, not escaping where you were, but evolving into who you were meant to be. So tell me, if you had the chance to move to the UK, would you take it? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you love exploring the real stories behind how people live, move, and adapt across the world, subscribe to Global Encounter. Every video uncovers how countries shape people, and how people in turn shape the world.